Welcome back. This is the debate on the Premier League preview show on Citi TV. Today we're asking a very interesting question. We're asking if Son Heung-min and Cristiano Ronaldo will be able to catch Mohamed Salah in the goal king race. So can Son and Ronaldo catch Mohamed Salah in the goal king race? That's what we are asking. So there you have the numbers. Mo Salah is on 22 league goals. Son on 19. Ronaldo on 18. Jota on 15. Mane on 14. So we're asking if player number 2, Son, and player number 3, Ronaldo, will be able to catch Mo Salah, who is on 22. Now, he hasn't scored in the league in a while. He struggled for goals. And so we are wondering if Son and Ronaldo can sneak up and do a number on Mo Salah, who is currently leading the scorers chart. Man United have got 2 games left in the season. 2 games, right? Spurs have got, what, 4 games, I believe? 3 games or 4 games?
Yes. So Spurs have 4 games.
Spurs have
United have 2.
United have 2.
Liverpool also have 4.
Liverpool have 4. So Mo Salah has 4 games more. Son has 4 games. Ronaldo has 2. Unless Ronaldo scores 10 in each, or probably scores 10 across 2. It may come down to a straight fight, between Son and Salah. Of course, coverage probably brought to you by mozartbet.com.gh. Visit their website. They've got great stuff. Nice betting odds, good payouts, huge wins. They even have stuff where you can win cars and all of that happening thanks to MozartBet. Let me start off with you. Can that happen? Can Son and Ronaldo catch Salah?
Well, can they? Yes. Will they? No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, United have just 2 games left. And
one against Brighton, one against Palace.
Yeah.
Both of them are away from home. And
that's we need to take a look at how many chances United create these days, the kind of games they play, and let's just look at how compact the teams that they have left to play against. I mean, Brighton is a team that doesn't usually open up. I mean, they close their back and everything. And Crystal Palace have not been that terrible under Vieira. I think they've been good, they've been brilliant, and these teams will not be afraid of Manchester United just because they know that this Manchester United team is not that good enough. They are not the Liverpool or the Manchester City to pose them that much threat. And so I don't think that Ronaldo will be able to do it. Son, well, listen. I mean, this guy, you don't actually have the words to describe him. Whether he's a centre forward, whatever, what kind of position he plays, but he's so efficient, and that's the thing I like about him. But I do feel like Liverpool having that thing with Manchester City, and Liverpool, and none of these 2 teams have the luxury of any sort of bad games, and they need all their forwards to be firing on all cylinders. I think that would obviously push Salah to the finish line ahead of these 2. I mean, like I said, they can, but they wouldn't, just because Liverpool, the team creates so many chances for their forwards. We understand that Salah has not been scoring the past few weeks, but trust you me, he would see to the end of this. And I actually tip him to score this weekend. I do think that it is likely, but it will not be done. I think that Salah will take.
Let me ask you this: some people would argue that Klopp is not a manager to. How do I even say, set a team up to favour an individual. And where Liverpool are right now, they cannot risk their season because one person wants to be goal scorer. But don't you think that because they are so much more of a team, Salah may not be able to demand his teammates to help him win a goal king chart, and now he may have to contribute and let other people score because he may not be scoring or he may not find himself in those opportunities. Don't you think that kind of situation opens the door for Son and potentially Ronaldo to now close up and
well, it does open the door for Son, but like I'm saying, Ronaldo, I mean, United has only 2 games left, and I don't see him doing it. The question on Salah, there's been a lot of discussions, on Salah's apparent selfish nature. And like you're saying, Klopp is not the kind of manager that's obviously going to set up a team, say that, give this guy a goal, just because they know where they are in the title race with Manchester City. But I do feel like he's not been able to score, but he's still been put through on goals. He's still been given decent chances. And strikers or forwards do go through that sort of bad patch, in the season. It happens everywhere. But I think that with what they have at stake and the way Liverpool plays, he would have enough chances to actually, come in and make up for some of the chances that he's missed. For Son, Can he? Yes, he can. But he wouldn't do it. I just
Right.
have the feeling that he wouldn't do it. And I'm just looking at the number of chances that Liverpool as a team creates as against that of Spurs.
Okay.
We are waiting for a game where we sort of believe that obviously Antonio Conte would want to sit back and hit them on counter. When it happens, it's brilliant. If it doesn't happen, you have no chances, to actually make a goal. And so, I think for me, it's much more about the individual teams as against personalities.
Okay.
It's about how many chances would you have on play to bury. How good are your midfielders? How creative are they to put you through on goals? And that's the thing. And Liverpool have all these forwards who are so swift that you can even count on the lack of penalties. You understand?
Okay.
When we have a lack when inside the box, and obviously they know that Salah is very efficient from the penalty spot, they will allow him to take the penalties. And again, like I'm saying, Liverpool creates much more chances for their forward teams. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Susu, can that happen?
Well, they can. When I look at their form, yes, Son has an outside chance. It's very difficult, but it's very possible. I just want to look at Spurs' games right now. So Spurs have, let me just give me a second. So they have Arsenal, Burnley, and Norwich.
Okay, so they play Liverpool next.
It's Liverpool,
Arsenal,
Burnley, and Norwich. And if the Burnley and Norwich games go very well for him, it could be a bumper harvest. Just looking at those, that's what gives me some hope that if those games go well, and especially Norwich on the last day, they're already relegated.
Mm-hmm.
They might feel like, okay, some of the guys in the squad haven't got much playing time, already last, nothing to play for. Give them a chance. And Spurs win 7-0 and Son scores 5. I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but there is a very real possibility. Considering Salah's form, they could put that same Norwich team in front of Salah. Mane will score 4, Diaz will score 2, he'll score 1, and it's a penalty. That's the type of form he's in. He's really struggling. I have to say, I feel bad for Ronaldo in this debate because of, like you said, only 2 games left. Let's say there were 10 games left in the season. I have no doubt Ronaldo would have overtaken Son.
Okay.
Because his form has just been picking up slowly. And the last month, it's been his best month since he rejoined United. Because you see right now, even when he's dropping deep and affecting the game, he's so much more sharp with his layoffs, his flicks, his touches, and that kind of stuff. Compare him to go and watch any random United game in November and see how he is when he drops deep.
Yeah.
And watch any game last month. You can see there's a marked difference. You can see he's playing much better in those situations. So like I said, if it was 10 games, probably would have scored a goal or 2 goals. He would have picked up that kind of form we're used to seeing him at Man U and his first Man U stint and Real Madrid. He would have picked that kind of form up and probably overtaken Salah. Because Salah, I don't know, it's been like this. Because if you remember, when he went for the AFCON, he was probably like 18, 16 goals, something like that. A very high number. He's come back and he's just kind of, he's been very... And some of us in the FPL, our strategy was captain Salah and, just leave it like that. You can't even do that anymore. It's no longer a sure banker like it was before he went for the AFCON. So it's like things have really changed for Salah. And because of that, as the season was progressing, I wouldn't have had hopes of him. Like I've said, Ronaldo, the only thing holding him back right now is time. Because he's really picking up form at the right time. So unfortunately, there's only 2 games left. But we know Ronaldo. The guy scored back-to-back home hat-tricks just this season. There's nothing saying he can't score back-to-back away hat-tricks this season too, So it's very possible he might score those goals. But Son looks the more likely. And I look at those Burnley and Norwich games as where he could really make the difference. But it will still be difficult. Because again, 4 goals with 4 games left but the way Salah is playing, I don't see him getting more than 2 goals. So if Son can get 6 or 7, it will be enough, but it will be difficult. So he should hope that Norwich especially, are ready to... And they'll probably still be in the top 4 race by that time. So they'll probably want to get a lot of goals, make sure your goal difference, all those type of things. So let's ask again on the day they are playing Norwich. If the difference is 1 or 2 on the day of the Norwich game, I would back Son. But if the difference is still about 4 or 5 by that time, then it's over.
The top 4 point that makes a lot of sense because if Spurs are still in the race for top 4, obviously they will need their players to be scoring. Just like you said, just make sure that the goal difference against Arsenal and all that, you can sort of close that down. And so that will give them much more, sort of spare them on to go, to make more goals. And so but listen, I I sort of side with whatever he said, but I just believe it won't happen. I feel Salah will pick up. I don't know if there was
Salah will pick up. But anyway, before we even get into, why do you think Salah has dipped in form? And that's to the two of you. I mean,
I want to say a mixture of fatigue, physical and emotional.
Okay.
You know, they're losing the AFCON on penalties. Then you come to a World Cup qualifier.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to get your revenge, and again, you lose on penalties. So there's some emotional hangover there, probably. It's only natural. Then the amount of games. He's played a lot of games. Egypt played a lot of games. You know, he played a full tournament. They were playing every 2-3 days. And remember, Egypt went to extra time nearly every game. And I don't think they took Salah off once.
Nope.
So he was playing 120 minutes very regularly, you know. Mane, though, playing the same number of games at AFCON. How many games did Senegal go to extra time? It wasn't nearly as much, you know. And they went to penalties a lot. So he expended a lot of emotional energy and nerves in that AFCON campaign. And it just might be a bit of just a drain, you know. And he's just not had the time to recover because you've been thrust right back into a title race, trying to, you know, win the Champions League. So he's not had a moment to recover mentally and physically. I
think there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. He said some
fatigue.
Yes, and then also, you know, I think a few months ago there were a lot of talks about his contract situation with Liverpool, the money and all that. You know, all those things comes in play. And now also you have a lot of people giving shout to money for Ballon d'Or instead of Salah, even though Salah has just won an award. You know, all these things. Players are different in the way they see things, and I think that coupled with the points that, you know, Susu has made, I think that the whole contract situation, Liverpool has come out to say that there's no way they'll alter that sort of structure, payment structure, to suit any player. And you know, he can sit down and say, well, maybe the club just doesn't value me that much. Okay. And all these things do play a role in how, you know, players, the output on the field of play. So, but I knowing Salah, you know, and how he can be sometimes obsessed about these things, I do believe that he'll pick up. I do believe he'll make maybe 3 more goals before the season ends.
So 3 more puts him on what, 25?
For Salah,
3 more for Salah puts him on 25.
Yes. I do think so.
25.
And it's very possible because, like I said, right now, because he's off form, but he can easily pick up form. He can have just one good game because we know Salah has these games where he just, you know, and he's had some very good. His first season in the Premier League, if you remember, he just couldn't stop scoring, and he showed that from the beginning of the season. So there's no guarantee he can't have a good game or two, and just kind of, you know, blow past. But
we'll see.
Son still had, like I said, Norwich. Right? Look up. I mean, Mason Mount got his first hat trick there. Mason Mount hadn't scored all season. Hat trick there, boom. So anything is possible.
We'll have to see. I keep going back to this thing about Liverpool not being set up to help one player, because I remember in Spain, for example, I think it was Samuel Eto'o who was chasing a scorer's title, and his teammates were trying to help him. I don't think that Jurgen Klopp, even though he won't fuss about that, I don't think he would want his team to get into that trap.
I don't even think he would want to encourage such a conversation, you know, in the team.
And it's not the type of thing you need to do, especially when you are chasing, and B, the goal difference is so precarious.
Yep.
Maybe when Barca were doing that, they were a bit more secure. And maybe because La Liga is head-to-head, you know you've already beaten Real Madrid and drawn one. You already have those 4 points. So once you win the game, let's say you are 1 goal, 2 goals up, you can say, okay, pass to Eto'o and let him win top scorer because you have that leeway. In this situation where there's really no room for error. You can't say that because Salah should win Golden Boot. He's already won Football Writers Association Player of the Year. It's okay. He's won an award. He doesn't. The Golden Boot will be the cherry on the cake. But
interesting.
You know.
Interesting. You wonder. I mean, if you are watching us, you wonder if these players think about that. Players like Son and Ronaldo and maybe Mo Salah. Do they think about the scorer's title? Do they think about who?
Ronaldo certainly does. Ronaldo does. I mean, it's, you know, listen. He's always said it. He likes awards and other things. Ronaldo certainly does. And I'm forced to believe that Salah would obviously want to win the Golden Boot.
All players definitely do, but it's just the degree.
Yeah.
Ronaldo might be the extreme end of wanting to win the top scorer, and maybe because he has this presentation, someone who's very humble. Presentation, because we don't know what they are really like. No, he has this present. Maybe he would care the least based on presentation. Yeah. Maybe Salah is somewhere in the middle. I mean, I'll say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll say Salah is maybe a 6 or a 7. Because Salah likes to score. You can see sometimes in the box he can pass. He's like, no. Let me get this goal. So I think he definitely cares, but I don't think it's a life or death thing for him.
All right. right. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out in England. We asked whether Son and Ronaldo could catch Mo Salah in the goal scorers hunt. Just let's have a look at the scoring numbers again. And maybe our producer can put that on the screen. Let's have a look. Okay, so that's the context. Mo Salah on 22, Son on 19, Ronaldo on 18. Ronaldo's numbers are quite impressive. 18. I think that he scored 18 on everybody's blind side.
Yeah, he
18.
just kept going. I think the hat tricks with Spurs and then
Spurs
what was
and
the
Norwich.
game after?
Spurs
Norwich,
and
it kind of
Norwich.
just
Put him up
Flew
there.
up, yeah.
Okay.
I think he's done well. I mean, you know, I've found myself here criticizing him just because I look at the number of clear-cut chances that he's missed. But you know,
Scoring 18 is
yeah,
not bad.
yeah, you play for a team like what do you call
Man
Manchester
United.
United, how bad they've been, and then at his age,
You have
he
18.
deserves all the applause. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you can continue the debate. Sorry, wherever you are, can Son and Ronaldo catch Salah? Yes, no. Let's hear from you. Let me read this message before we go for a break. Augustine from Upper Dintra West says Liverpool can't be stopped by any team in the Premier League. They'll win all the matches and they'll emerge champions. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we head into the FPL zone. It should be fun. It should be good. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is still the Premier League preview show on Citi TV.